Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there from Parker.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Love. And it's Marion in for Smith.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
And the pass to Dellavedova. Buries the long-range jumper. Dellavedova's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
France has really produced some quality NBA players. Think about Boris Diaw, Nick Batum. Batum actually carried France in that title game against Lithuania.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Baines is checked in. Bellinelli comes in for Leonard. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker.
Manu Ginobili.
And for Boris Diaw and Parker, they grew up together, and they'd won a gold medal together in the U18 European Championships.
And for 13 years, they've tried to get that second gold medal. But I'll tell you, the quality of play around the world, Kevin, just continues to get tougher and tougher. And France, definitely in that upper echelon.
Manu Ginobili has always been one of my favorite guys to watch, and an elite shooting guard on the court. I mean, the issue with him has been health. You know, last season he missed about a month with a tweaked hamstring, right as the Spurs went on their rodeo road trip.
And here is Ginobili after the three-pointer from Amon Shumpert. An easy 2 points on the layup. Shumpert's got 5 points so far.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
And Ginobili, guys, clearly focused on trying to stay healthy. The last couple of off-seasons, Steve, he's bowed out of international play.
Well, it's smart. I mean, he's got so much mileage on his body, and it's more important for him to spend his summers just working on his body, staying healthy, strengthening those areas that he needs. And it's always tricky, though, to say no to your home country when they ask you to play on the national team.
The shot by Bellinelli, no good.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Kawhi Leonard.
Here's Marion. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Cleveland ahead as they end the first quarter on a 15-6 run. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. And from what you guys have seen so far from Cleveland, what's your take?
Now, the key has been the rebounding department. This club dominating the paint area. And if this continues, they'll be in great shape.
Well, they've done two things. They've limited second chances, and they've been able to flex their muscle down low.
Diaw and Duncan at the 4 and the 5. Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. That's the San Antonio 5. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Boris Diaw grew up idolizing Magic Johnson and obsessed with passing. And close friend Tony Parker said he didn't care about stats. He was always so unselfish. After being waived by Charlotte for refusing to score more points, Diaw has found a fit with the Spurs. He said, quote, "It was always the team that made the most sense." Kevin?
He had Tony there telling him about their philosophy, Doris. What a great run. What a great run. Thank you.
Tony could well be the best point guard penetrator in the game. I mean, he's great at finding the seam and getting the ball up and off glass before the shot blocker can recover. And once the ball hits the glass and comes off, it's a no-touch zone for the defender.
Marion with the steal. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. Spurs trail by 5. 3-on-3. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist from Green. Green's got 3 assists in the game.
Crisp pass into the paint.
And Parker with the quickness to win that race to the rim, and then his great touch, able to use English or just the spin on the ball to drop it in. Even when the defense gets there early, it seems like Parker's able to use that teardrop.
Looking at Cleveland since the All-Star break, we get a look at the numbers they've put up. 3rd in three-point field goal percentage. 5th in field goal percentage. And they are in the top 10 in team points per game.
Man, Clark, you talked about the accuracy from beyond the three-point line, and yeah, they're one of the best shooting teams in the league. It's something they work very hard on in practice each and every day.
And Diaw drops them both. And for Parker now coming into his 30s, the question, how will his game, so based on speed, Clark, and elusiveness, how will it age?
Well, you know, I think that's a fair question. His game is not as much athleticism as it is those attributes of speed and quickness and elusiveness. I think the elusiveness can hang around for a while. The speed will go. But the fact he's improved as a jump shooter, I think will continue to allow him to be pretty good at getting to the rim.
Another lead change. How many of these are we going to have?
I don't know, Steve, but the momentum of this game has certainly swung like a pendulum.
Nobody near Leonard. That 3 off the mark. He lobs it up and finished off by Shumpert.
You could see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game, a potential momentum builder.
San Antonio calls timeout. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And I think, Kevin, you know, they really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute and help them out.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers.
LeBron James.
You know, the Spurs culture, really an example for the entire league, and you have to give a lot of credit to head coach Greg Popovich. He demands accountability and execution while at the same time balancing that with a really great sense of humor and an authentic interest in his players as people, and that goes a long way. And he's got a great leadership team around him, his owner and the general manager. They've been a terrific trio for almost 2 decades now.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Cleveland.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And we're also seeing a lot of fast break hoops, so this team doing a nice job getting easy points.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you. And Coach Greg Popovich really gets to know his players and his coaches, Steve. The staff goes on a retreat every offseason where they hang out, watch tape, and brainstorm ideas.
Yeah, I actually attended one of those off-season retreats a few summers back, and it was fascinating watching tape with the entire staff, talking about their team. What a great experience.
And James throws it down.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 12. Back to Parker. Duncan trying to break loose. Good on that shot, and with that, the Cavalier lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Tony Parker. Down low. Kicks it out to Love. Another 3 for Cleveland.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
That'll do it for the first half. Cavaliers ahead, up by 7. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments.
Leonard playing extremely well. He has 12 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, the 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Mozgov in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, and both in terms of his game and his personality. He's just a winner and a leader, but he does it in such a quiet fashion that sometimes people forget to take notice.
And they double up James. Irving can't hit.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
Deflects the pass. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Takes the 3. Here's Smith. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. And here are the league's best at that position. LeBron James, number 1.
There's no doubt he's one of the league's most dynamic offensive players. He's capable of putting up big numbers from the wing.
Yeah, that's where he likes to operate, but he can hurt you from anywhere, Steve. I mean, his numbers come from all over the place, and he's a very sophisticated offensive player with how he goes about his game.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Splitter is checked in for Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Green. Here's Ginobili. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston. Cleveland's gotten off to a very slow start from 3-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Irving with a clean look. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Now it's a 7-point Cavalier lead.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
Clark, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning, too.
But I'll tell you, the pass was even better. I mean, he put it on an absolute platter for him.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.